to another episode of Show and Tell. My name is Ashley, and you can find me here as Ashley Love Makes in Ravelry and in Instagram, and all the links are going to be down below. As I am making this podcast every once a month, I recommend that you press the little bell so you know you get notifications every time I put up a video. Yes. I'm going to be nasally. I have congestion. I might be getting sick. I don't know what's going on. And my dogs are gonna be here. I recorded the Spanish one and they were being obnoxious, so I had to close the door, but they were crying, so I had to open the door back in. So let's see how this goes if I have to get up and close the door and leave them out again, because yes. So let's get started. So the first thing I finished, as you know, my new addiction is the spiral loop. It's a free pattern. It might be a little confusing. It's by Sarah Bodden. I think that's how you say her last name. And for these ones, I use Lily Sugar and Cream. Is it Lily Sugar? Yes, Lily. Yeah, Lily Sugar and Cream. And I use some Red Heart Scrubby, the nylon one, which is the plastic one. I did 3. As you can see, this blue here with a little tiny ball like this, so you can get a lot of sponges out of this. It's done with single crochet, and it uses a 5.5 millimeter hook as you are holding 2 strands of yarn together. And the Lily Sugar and Cream is a 4-ply worsted. So yeah, there you can see that. Ooh, I'm on point. I'm telling you guys everything. So yes, I did 3 of them. I think it's reused yarn. Yeah, it's reused yarn. It smells a little funky, so. But don't worry, I'll throw them in the washer before we use them. Yes, they are finished even though the tails are hanging out. I haven't woven them in, but I don't care. I'll do that when I'm going to use them. And they're really awesome and fast to make. I think they're awesome for children, for husbands, for your partner, for anybody. I have given some of these away. So they are really good. Obviously not the ones I have used, reused yarn. Oh, God. I've used newly yarn. So those 3 I made using Lily Sugars and Cream and the spiral loop pattern. And I am going to be making more. So you might see some more in future videos. And you're going to be tired of them. The other thing I finished was this right here. I think this color is Sherbet and this is Lemonade. This is Lily Sugar and Cream in Coral. I changed the color of the cherry in the top of it. And this one is still Hobby Lobby yarn. I forget the color. I think I found the ticket of it and a label, and then I lost it again. But this one actually fits me. It's not a sauce squash mitten. It's not. So you can see, when it gets wet, it might still stretch a little bit, but it will be good. The other one I made, the one before, I have been folding it over, using it to shower, but I'm going to replace it with this one and the other one, try to rip it apart, because it's really hard to rip this yarn apart. The scrubby, the cotton one, it kind of like undoes, it's on. Can I say this? If it frays, there you go. It frays. Once you try to pull it, it tangles by itself and it frays. If you pull too hard, you snap it and all hell breaks loose. So yes, I did this shorter because I really don't know why. If I was going to do it again, I would have done like a little tiny little chain, because I don't really use this part. Because I guess you can use it as like this as well and do this. But I don't do that. I guess that's the reason why. But it has a lot of chains, and I did like half of the chains that are required. And if you're just gonna hang this on your shower thing, shower hook, I would do this. I would do like what, 10 chains and done. Yeah, I would do that. I reduced the pattern. I use a 4.5 millimeter hook, so it's a smaller hook than the 5 millimeter hook that you're recommended to use. I kind of reduced some of the rows. I think I took one row off of here and one row or two off of here to make it smaller. I'm petite, I'm smaller. Somebody else might be a perfect size. Somebody else might have the perfect gauge, and my work perfect. But for me, that's the modifications I had to do to it. This pattern is from Twinkie Chan, Crochet a la Bow, a Bow a la Mode book that I got from Knit Picks. Regular price is $21.99 US. In the UK, you can find it for €12.99 euros. And Canada is $25.99. I got it from Knit Picks, and it actually cost me $8, I believe. So awesome, and it has so many good patterns in here. So that is what I did with that. I'm gonna throw this over here. There we go. Other thing I have finished is the Tide Pool Shawl by Nicole Clark, which is the indie dyer behind Hue logo. So here it is, guys. It's made for fingering weight yarn, and it uses a 2.75 millimeter needle or 2 US needle. She had like 2 days of free, and I grabbed it right away, but right now it's like $5 a pattern. So yes, excuse me. So in fingering weight yarn, you can use 400 yards or 100 grams skein. I did it with DK. I used Payton's Classic Wool DK Superwash yarn. It was in the color gold, but I dyed it myself, and this is how it looks. It's huge. It's super, super nice and comfy. I might take this off because I am super warm all the time. I don't know. Maybe it's when I record I'm super warm because I'm always cold. And this is how it looks. Really, really pretty. Really long, very luxurious. The original one fits more like a scarf because it's very thin. I don't like those type of things. I like my things to be big and bulky and beautiful. The first time I do lace work, and I think I did pretty good. First time I do picots in knitting, and I am so pumped that I finished this. This has been 3 years in the making. I started it, as you know, with the fingering weight with some neighborhood fiber company yarn that was almost the same color. And then my dog took it out, and she took some stitches out. She took it outside, and she took some stitches out, and I never recovered from that. I have a traumatic injury to my brain after she did that. I never recovered. Like last year in the Grant Your Wishes, I just gifted that yarn away. It was clean. It didn't have any sticks and stuff. I frogged it, and I was like, I'm done with this right now. So I had this Payton Classic Wool DK, and it was this gold color, mustardy yellow, and I really wasn't feeling that yarn color, so I dyed it with this because I really wanted to. That neighborhood fiber company color was kind of like this. It had browns and yellows and coppery colors, and I really like this color. I really like that yarn color. So, and it was the first yarn I bought. Yeah, it was the first yarn I bought. The kind of like luxury yarn that I bought, and I gave it away. Once your brain gets into this funk that bad things have happened with that yarn, you don't want to touch it no more. It has bad juju. You don't want that bad juju. So that's how my brain worked, and I was like, oh, here, have it. Put some good vibes into that. I don't want it no more. So I dyed that yarn that gold color, and I put some copper and brown and added some more bright yellow to spice it up. And this is the last ball I dyed. And it came out awesome. I just used that ball of yarn. As you can see, it has more copper than the ones up here, but you can't tell because it's really just for the picot edging. And I believe it looks pretty awesome. It looks pretty awesome. Plus the last ball here for the lace, it was a pretty muted one. These ones up here have more copper in them. I did not alternate or anything, guys. I took the ball of yarn and I did what I wanted. I believe I used 5 balls of this yarn to make this shawl. And the 5th one was this one, and I used it just for the border. So this yarn, I got it from the Dollar Tree. So I actually spent $5 in this shawl, or you can say $4.25, because I really did not use a lot of this. So it was a very inexpensive shawl to make, and nobody will tell me if I don't tell them that I got this yarn from the Dollar Tree and I hand dyed it myself. They're not gonna tell me it's some fancy dyer. They're gonna be like, what yarn did you use? And I'm like, I dyed this yarn, but I'm not telling you where I got it. Yes, you can buy this yarn at Michael's and Joann's, but I believe it's $7 a skein, $6.99 a skein, or ball of yarn. So it's a deal, guys. So for the price of one ball, I got a full shawl. And I am super happy because it's the first time I do lace work. It's not that I'm going to be a pro at lace. The other thing I do want to try is brioche. I'm still kind of like, do I really want to try that? But I do. I want to try brioche. I want to try all the things I haven't tried, because I don't believe I'm a very advanced knitter or anything. I know my things. You know, I look up videos on YouTube. That's how I know my things. And it helps me out. But I was so pleased with this, and it's so warm and so nice. I am super happy. I'm going to wear this for the, what is it? I'm going to wear this for the Yarn Fest that I'm going this month, and I'm super happy about that. So there you go. That's the Nicole shawl. Other thing I finished, which you're going to find hilarious, I had this Daiso Japan kit that I bought 2 years ago when I went to Disneyland, or a year ago. I think it was a year ago. Yeah, a year ago. And it's part of my stash, and I've been trying to work through my stash. So here is what I made with the kit. It's very pretty. It's beautiful, guys. It's a piece of art. I am so ashamed of this bird. It's so ugly. Look at that. It looks like he was like mutated with a hamster. Maybe I was trying to make a hamster. Maybe if I got the hamster, he was going to be cute. I love mouses. So ugly. So this is how it's supposed to look. And this is what it looks like. What I made it look like. It's like when you buy something from Wish, this is what you think you're gonna get, but actually you get this. So yes, the kit brings everything. I don't think this is 100% wool. It's more like an acrylic faux wool. It does say wool, but it's not really. No. Me touching it, it's really synthetic. It brings the needle and everything to make it the eyes and a little chain to put it as a keychain. I'm not putting this hideous thing in my keychains. I might hang it over there. You might see it like, hey, I'm here, guys. But no. Yes, it's my first creation. My husband was like, oh, it doesn't look that bad to be your first. No, it looks hideous. Obviously, I am not a good felting crafter, and really, the excuse why I didn't try to make it, even though I knew it was going to come out this ugly either way, is because I didn't have the foam or the tool to like actually stick it, because I did have the needle, as the kit brings the needle and the other materials, but I did not have the foam to actually poke the wool with. So now that I had some extra foam laying around, I actually got to it and I finished it. And it didn't turn out so great, but oh well. He has sausage body, his legs, I don't know what his feet are doing. They're kind of supposed to look like little hearts or something. His beak is, I don't know. He is just a deformed baby I just created. So I'm gonna put it right here. You're gonna see him hanging around over there, somewhere up there. But yes, not my proudest moment, but it was my first felted thing. I don't think I'm gonna get into that crafting. My husband's like, so are you gonna get into felting now? And I'm like, dude, no. Hell no. Have you seen how ugly that is? Not even when I started crocheting, my crochet things were that hideous. God. So, other things I finished was this right here. And yes, it has no terminate. It's not like folded in, sewn really pretty, given nice edges. It's fleece. It's not gonna unravel. So I was like, whatever. And this is for me when I feel really cold. I just put it on, and I have a little sweatshirt. And that is what I did, a little sweatshirt with a hoodie. It's not my best work, but it's a shirt. It's a sweatshirt. It'll work fine. This was some fleece I had just laying there, pieces and scraps. I use sometimes fleece, as you know, to put inside as liners for kids' hats. So I had a bunch of this gray. As you can see, all the body is in gray, and I had a little pieces of black. So I took these and I made them into this. I have been storing them for a while, so much so that when I tried it on to see if it fit me very well, I got allergies. So after I finished sewing it, it was right into the washer. That's how much dust it had collected because I was storing this fabric. And I really had no purpose for it because I'm really not making hats with lining right now. My daughter's fine without lining. So yes. So I've been doing these. Plus I've been making her more I can't say I make her woolly hats, but I make her wool mittens. And if ever I need to do something, I still have some scraps to like put in the ear area maybe. But yeah, I'm happy with this. It keeps me warm. I can watch TV happily, and just instead of having a blanket around, I can just put it on, put the hoodie on, and watch some TV, and I'll be just fine. Works. Another thing I finished was this yarn right here. This is actually an Alex Creates yarn, and it was the violet gem color. It's a bulky targi yarn. So it was just the purple yarn and faded into white. Because I don't like that much white, I actually dyed it with gray, Rit Dye Gray, Pro Gray I think it's called. I dyed it with that, and he has a colorway called Rocket Number 9 that looks better than this one, obviously, because he uses better materials and he's an actual dyer. I'm just an entrepreneur. I don't know, explorer. I like to explore my things and make some of the yarn I have in my stash that is not as appealing to me, make it appeal me better, because I don't wear as much white. So I actually dyed it gray around and faded from purple to light gray and then darker gray. Why did I dye this? I don't know if you remembered the hat I actually won a ribbon for in my county fair where I used to live. That hat is lost. I lost the hat. It was a purpley grayish going hat. It was my Mia hat. So I'm gonna re-knit my Mia hat in these colors because I really like that combo. So I'm gonna re-knit it, and but this time I'm gonna use bulky targi, and I made it last time. I think it was Malabrigo, and it was like thick and thin yarn, and I dyed it, and it was kind of like fading from purple to gray as this. I believe I lost it in the hotel, somewhere in the hotel. I searched my car, I searched everywhere. My husband was like, have you really searched everywhere? And I'm like, yeah, dude. That was the hat I was using while I was moving. I kind of like separated that hat because it was wool, it was warm, and I knew I could, like, if it was really cold, I could put it on and sleep with that hat. Because we didn't have anything while we were in the process of moving. So yeah. And I lost that hat. I love that hat. That's when I was thinking, like, wait, I have done more hats in wool. Where is that purple and gray hat? When I saw a picture of it, I'm like, oh, my hat is lost. Tragedy. Like, really, I'm bummed about it. I'm going to try to replace it with this. I'm gonna love it the same, but you know, this one didn't win a prize. The other one did. So. And I put that hat on my mannequins as well because I like to change their hats, even though you can't see them very well. But I do change their hats. So yeah, I was like, wait, where is it? So I lost it. I'm gonna replace it with this, but I wanted to show you the yarn before I actually made my Mia hat again, which I love. I have a few patterns that I'm like, dude, I'm gonna bust my stash and like, so I'm going to this festival, but I might not buy as much yarn. As you know, I don't have a job right now, but I'm saving up my pennies. I'm gonna buy stuff. But I have patterns, and I am pleased because I have won patterns, and I'm like, yes. I need all the patterns to make all the things because I already have the yarn and the tools, so I just need the patterns. In other things I'm working on, I am working on, where is it? I lost it again. Oh, guys. Fire me now. Oh, yeah. Here we go. Here we go. I am making Dia and Mia. I don't know which one is Dia. I don't know which one is Mia because they don't tell you. So you can name whichever. So I'm making this one right here with the hair. They have tails that you can remove, and they have shirts or skirts. It depends what you wanna do with them. Because it's for a little baby girl that she's just a year old, I'm just gonna make her the tail so she can take it off and her mom can put it back on. But she's gonna have fun with that little doll. So this is the process I have made. It's a free pattern by Red Heart. It's for their amigurumi cakes. I think that's what they're called. I actually found them at Joann's. They are $5.99. I think they're $5.99 or $6.99. They have all the colors that you need to actually make one of these. But they are a fingering weight yarn, so they're very thin. But the patterns are free and they're available on their website, so you don't actually have to buy that yarn. And they have everything. They have llamas, they have sugar skulls, cactuses, everything. And they have the versions in knitted and crochet. But because I love to make amigurumis, I have never made a knitted toy, which I think that's another thing I need to try and see if I like it. I might hate it. I might hate it so much. I don't know. I don't like the look of knitted toys. Sometimes I think they're cute and sometimes I think they're hideous. I don't know. I am making one of them and I took her little wig thing off. So here it is. She is made with, I am using, this is Bright Pink by Red Heart Super Saver. This is, I love this yarn, Soft Peach, which is the perfect skin color, skin tone. This is Bright Magenta from Loops and Threads. Perfect. I love this color. It's one of the new colors because when I was working there, they didn't have that color at Michael's. And that's the body. It looks like a giant pill. And then I have 4 limbs here. So she has 2 arms, 2 legs. I wanted to finish her before I actually made this video, but it didn't happen because I'm distracted in other things. And yeah. But anyways, I finished something that has been waiting for me to finish it for 3 years. So I am pleased and I have rewarded myself with making things for myself because I deserve it. And the next project that I am going to be working on that has been in hibernation, it's going to be my black sweater. I'm going to be working on that. Other thing I have on progress right now, I am finishing things I have on hold and then rewarding myself with new things. So I want to finish that flag sweater because I'm going to be making the crochet fade. And yes, I need all the time in the world just for that. Because I have the yarn, I just need 2 other yarns to actually make the fade. It's going to be so pretty. And I think I'm going to be wearing that all winter, all fall, and all the time. I'm going to be making that in summertime. Here, I have air conditioning in my house, so I'm not going to be burning. I really don't care. I'm going to be having wool in my lap. Just giant, giant wool. Sorry if it's shaking. I'm upstairs and the floor is wobbly. So yeah. Things I am working on. Another thing is the Up North cardigan. The Up North cardigan I have here. There's a free video tutorial. They have a free pattern on their blog. I did not write the person's pattern. But they do recommend using Lion Brand's Comfy Cotton and a 6.5 millimeter hook. It's all done in half double crochets. This is the neck band that I'm working on. But I am using Heartland yarn in the color Black Canyon. Canyon is a 4 millimeter. It's a medium worsted weight yarn. I'm gonna keep putting millimeters. I bought this at Walmart 3 years ago. It was $2 a ball. I just had one that was $3, but the rest of them were $2. I believe this yarn is like $5.99 a ball or $4.99 a ball, something like that. I've been joining this yarn with Magic Knot because I'm lazy, and yes, and you can hardly see it because it's all black, so nobody's gonna be coming towards me and be like, oh my god, I see a knot right there. Can you see a knot? No, you can't. No, you can't. So yeah, this is the full body of my cardigan. It's supposed to be really loosey-goosey boho style cardi, and I am loving it right now. First time making a crochet cardigan. I am so embarrassed, but it is the first time. You might ask why, Ashley. At the beginning, when I started to crochet, they were not as trendy as beautiful crochet sweaters and cardi patterns as they are now. Now there's like amazingness that you can look at them and you'd be like, nah, that's not crochet. Is it? But it is. When I started to crochet, I've been crocheting already for like, no, before my daughter was born. So it's been like, I got married and I started to crochet. So I am, how much time have you been with my husband? 7 years? Yeah. So I've been crocheting for 7 years. Plus, kind of. In between there. 7 years. So when I started, there were no cute patterns. So I went towards the simple hats. And I did not look at apparel because it was just granny square joining and stuff like that. I was not into that. And now there's some beautiful, beautiful sweaters and cardigans, and I'm like oozing over them. And and every time I see Hannah from the Cozy Cottage Crochet make one of her amazing cardigans, I'm like, damn, that looks cute. And I'm like, why haven't I made one of those? So I am making myself one, and this one is a very simple crochet kind of construction, and it's very good for somebody that has never ever made a crochet apparel thing. I've made baby clothing. I know how to make crochet pants and little crochet baby dresses and stuff. I'm good at that. But an adult size thing. Oh, and blouses. I love my mom's shirts that I make. Obviously, I have made apparel, but I have not made apparel for myself. So here we are. I've made stuff for me, and I am loving it. And I made it with this yarn because obviously it was in my stash, and I'm busting that down. When it starts getting emptier, then I'll be begging my husband, like, please take me shopping. There's clearance yarn over here. There's clearance yarn over there. I want it all. So it might happen. But right now, I'm pleased with what I have. I have enough yarn to work through a lot of projects. As you can see right here. This yarn, I was actually making a cardigan for another person, but I decided it never came through. I was getting tired of knitting it, and crochet for me is so relaxing and it's so fast. Like I think I sat down for like, I don't know, weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and made all this right here before I made the back. And then another weekend I made the back and the arms, and I could have kept going on, but working with the rest of the neckband and stuff, but I was like, I did start the neckband after I finished the back pieces and the front pieces, but I took a break because I was gonna hurt myself. This is what happens when I really, really get into things. I keep going and I hurt myself. So I was like, okay, you need how many more? Okay, you messed up here, so let's just put it down and we'll come back to it later on in life. So I've been taking at least the weekends to sit down and crochet. Right now I have work to do. I'm making commission stuff. So I've been taking the weekends. The weekends I don't do any sewing at all. Unless it's for me, selfish things are for the weekends, and then work things are during the weekdays. So I keep myself like, okay, I worked this many hours right now. I'm gonna take a break, have lunch, and then I'll watch some TV, and then I'll come back to it. But yeah, well, when I'm working, I'm working. Like, I'll wake up, have my breakfast, put the TV put the Netflix on my phone, and then keep cutting and doing all those things. So yeah. Anyways, things I got for myself. Last time I did get some yarn. It was black and white yarn because I eat black and white yarn like nobody's business. I use it a lot. I don't know if anybody else uses it a lot. I think I still have some small balls of black, but before I run out, I'm like, I'm gonna go grab some. So I bought some Red Heart Super Saver black and white. They were $2 something at, they were on sale at Michael's. They were like $2.19 or something like that. And I got some. As I've seen, I still have some of the old Red Heart from when I started to crochet. I'm not lying, guys. I'm serious about this. So I have 7-year-old Red Heart in my stash somewhere around there because I had a whole thing that I bought. If you follow me from the crochet, the cast off crew, you know that I went to Walmart one day and my husband got me all this yarn and I was super happy. Living in Puerto Rico, you don't have a lot of choices, so Red Heart Super Saver is like the bomb over there because there isn't a lot of choices again, but that's what we have to work on. So that was raspy. All I want to say is that the Red Heart here that I had, the old one, is raspy and scratchy and all that awfulness. But the new one now, it feels so much better, guys. I watched a Yay for Yarn video. She was talking about old Red Heart and new Red Heart and how different it feels. And I was like, I went to the store and I touched it and I'm like, yeah. And when I got here with the 2 balls of yarn, I actually found one of those old rickety balls of yarn that I have that I know they're 7 years old, and I touched it and I'm like, yeah, there's a lot of difference in there. So I'm not dissing on Red Heart anymore, Super Saver. So I love Red Heart Soft. It's like, I love it. It's just so soft, so nice. But it is more, the Red Heart feels more like that, what is it? The Big Twist from Joann's. That's what I can compare it to. And I like that yarn now. But I got this as well. I got these 2, Lily Sugar and Cream Scrubba. So they have the scrubby yarn and the cotton yarn. One is in the color Papaya. And one is in the color Energetic Pink. And you know what I'm gonna make with these. You know it. You know it. You don't have to ask for it. Because you know I'm gonna make those spongy thingies. But this time, instead of holding 2 yarns together because it has both of them, I'm gonna use a smaller hook, a 5mm hook. And maybe I have to go one more round around. But I'm gonna be making it and I'm gonna be happy. So I had to show it to you guys before I actually made one, because you're gonna be like, hey, I haven't seen that yarn back there in the cotton. So you know, this one right here is all my cotton and the purple basket that you might see change designs because my daughter, I let her play with that. This time she decided to erase whatever she did. It was really pretty, but she decided to erase it. So yes. Those are the things I have finished for this month. And again, thank you to all my new subscribers and my old ones as well that are coming here to join me today. Thank you for watching this episode. I hope you guys have an amazing month. I'll see you next month. And as always, remember to do what you love. Bye, guys.